Alright guys, so here we have one of the most important and memorable parts of the play. Inspector Ghoul's final speech before he walks out. He leaves us in no doubt that this is not simply about Eva Smith, but about British society as a whole. The plight of the working class. The audience should be clear that this is a message for them, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Burling. But remember this, one Eva Smith has gone. There are millions and millions and millions of Eva Smiths and John Smiths still left there with us, with their lives, their hopes and fears, their suffering and chance of happiness, all intertwined with our lives. An almost political speech that seems remote and distant from what we'd expect from a police inspector. So let's zoom in on some of this language. But remember this, a short imperative, a command that shows his power. He walked into the Burling's house, breaking up that cosy little dinner party with authority, and he leaves with all his power. Unlike the power and authority that was removed from Mr. Burling throughout the play, Inspector Ghoul leaves as powerful as when he comes in. And this little sentence here reminds us of that. We've then got millions and millions and millions. It's triadic structure, millions repeated 3 times, and polysyndeton, the repetition of the conjunction and twice in the same sentence. Language techniques that emphasise the scale of the issue Britain faced. We're talking about millions and millions and millions of Eva Smiths and John Smiths. Names symbolic of the working class. This play is an allegory. It is not simply about the fictional character of Eva Smith. It is about all working class women, in the case of Eva Smith, and indeed working class men, your John Smiths. Smith is the most common name in Britain at this point, and a working class surname. If indeed your surname is Smith, still a common surname, it is likely that way back in time your distant ancestors were blacksmiths, working and forging with metal for a job. It's still obviously a common working class name. We then have these paired juxtapositions and inclusive pronouns, us and ours, hopes and fears, suffering and chance of happiness. I think we need to look at these two things together. We've got inclusive pronouns that emphasise that it is the responsibility of all of us to come together. And with that, it's hopes and fears, suffering and chance of happiness. Paired sets of juxtapositions to show the challenges people face, but the potential for a better life, if, in society, we all work together to be kinder and create a fairer community. Emphasised again, that final word, intertwined. The closing speech is the total opposite of Burling's speech, just before the inspector arrives and we get the ring on that doorbell, where he claims community and all that nonsense.